Tata Motors has been on a roll ever since this year started a few months back. Now at the Bharat Mobility Show or the Auto Expo, they showcase the stealth edition of the Harrier, and that is what we have for a shoot today. What are versions, what is the pricing, what has changed, what you get, and the interiors as well, and then a quick drive for the stealth edition starting right away. So the stealth edition is based on the top spec version of the Harrier, so it's fully loaded. No lower versions or the mid-level versions for the stealth edition, which is, by the way, available with the dark edition. How much do you pay? Well, it's available to you in two versions, the manual and the automatic. The manual is for 25.1 lakh rupees ex-showroom daily, and this one, the automatic, is 1.5 lakh rupees extra. Now, as compared to the dark edition, how much is the premium? Well, Tata Motors wants you to pay 25,000 rupees extra over the dark edition, and that's completely worth it. Why do I say so? Well, the dark edition is actually a glossy black paint, but this one is finished in matte all over the car. If you get the same treatment from an external source, from a detailing center, they'll charge you anywhere from 1 to 1.2 lakh rupees, and hence this extra premium over the dark is completely justified. Even the quality of the finish is top notch. And then the different interiors as compared to the dark edition, I'll cover that at a later stage. So yeah, only one version, the top spec, a manual and an automatic. 25.1 lakh rupees for the manual and 26.5 lakh rupees for the automatic. What is different? Well, if you come close, I told you, of course, it's a matte finish and everything is matte or black, including the look for the alloy wheels. Of course, on this end of the front of the vehicle, the grille, the lower part, all this is either black glossy or matte glossy. Of course, we have seen this Tata logo in earlier iterations as well. It's got a smoky effect right over here. Alloy wheels are very important for any car. I've always been saying that. This one is a top spec version, and look at this. It's a dark theme, it's a black theme, but it's broken well by a chromish appeal on this side. Again, the chrome is also dark. On this part, you have the stealth logo on both sides of the vehicle. Of course, a black finish for the Harrier branding right over here. I told you it's a fully loaded model, so you have the front view cameras and the sensors for ADAS right over here and on the front part as well. The door handles thankfully have no chrome. It's like a de-chromed version of the Harrier right over here. No chrome, and thankfully no chrome on the window sill as well. Sometimes we see manufacturers even in a black version giving you chrome right over here. That is completely absent in a very good way. Of course, it's the top spec Harrier, so you get a huge panoramic sunroof on this part. Of course, it's a black finish for the glass, so it's completely concealed right over here. At the back of the Harrier, I've always loved this kind of a look for the vehicle. Connected LED tail lights right over here, and look at this pattern. The broken pattern looks nice like before on the vehicle. Badging is only of Harrier. You don't have the stealth badging at the back, only of the Harrier. And of course, the lower part is glossy black. This is matte black. So yeah, it's more of a matte finish version of the normal Harrier, or a matte version of the dark edition that we see on the roads. How about the interiors? Has something changed? Definitely. And then we took to take the car for a quick spin, because the diesel motor on this one has always been known for power and torque. Now, a bonus tip before I get to the interiors of the stealth edition. Why this particular edition from Tata Motors? Well, it is to celebrate 27 years of the Safari. The Safari came to the Indian market 27 years back, and you have the stealth edition of the Safari and the Harrier as well. And the units are limited to only 2,700. Now, if you're going to be paying almost 30 lakh rupees on road for a vehicle like this, you do expect a lot. Thankfully, it's based on the top spec version, and hence it's fully loaded. You have ADAS coming in, you have a huge sunroof right over here, you have leather seats, the seats are powered, the seats are ventilated, a twin screen setup with a great sounding JBL audio system. You have this lovely rotary dial for your drive modes, you have wireless charging, basically all the bells and whistles that you would want and require from the SUV, that is sorted. But what is different in the stealth edition? Expectedly, it's an all black treatment on the inside. It's like a de-chrome version on the inside. I see chrome only on this light part right over here, and of course around the rotary dial, but otherwise it's a dark or a black thing on the inside. You also have the seats, they call them carbon noir treatment for the leather. It looks nice, it feels nice. However, in my opinion, they could have done with a stealth branding on the seats. That is missing as of now. They could have also done with the same branding on the door sills for the scuff plates, that is missing, but otherwise it's a sorted cabin. It feels solid. The overall quality is up there with the best in the segment. It's spacious. You sit upright like this, higher up, so you have the good view of the road coming in. The seats are huge even from my frame. They feel supportive, so no cutting of corners, but yes, a couple of things you could have had stealth branding on the seats. And second thing, like the normal Harrier, you have wireless charging, but putting your phone right over here and then getting it back is a task, especially on the move. This is a small issue in the ergonomics, but otherwise it's a sorted cabin on the inside. For your rear seat passengers, how is the space and the feeling? Let's go over there. Now this has been a USP for the Harrier, and the same thing is visible right over here. The driver's seat is for me basically 6 feet tall, and yet I have around 3 to 4 inches of knee room left over here. I want to take a nap on the move. That can be done very easily because I also have the support for my neck, and these are adjustable like this. Very useful for taking a nap on the move. What else? Well, an overly black cabin, but because of the large sunroof and the windows also right over here, you don't feel claustrophobic. You have these manual sun blinds, very useful for the summer that's going to come our way in the next few weeks. Also, huge generous door pads for a proper 1 liter bottle, and place to keep your phones on both sides of the door pads. You also have your map pockets and one more place to keep your phone right over here. The AC vents are on the side, and Tata Motors has been known to provide us a very good chilling AC even for the harshest of summers. So I'm ready for the summers with a car like the Tata Harrier. So yeah, overall it's a great cabin to be a full black treatment, but one thing is missing at the back, and that's a proper independent 5th row headrest, which is not right over here. But you do get a proper 5-star crash test rating as per G NCAP, as per B NCAP. And now on the driving of the Harrier diesel. Now it's the same engine as the normal Harrier, but this particular section needs to be told to you. Over the years they have refined the motor further on. The NVH levels are well under control, and what an enjoyable diesel motor this is. Now you have your drive modes and the terrain modes as well. With this toggle switch rotary dial, I can go to city. Activated. I have wet.
Wet mode is activated.
I have rough.
Rough road mode is,
and back to city.
mode.
Then also, if you use the paddle shifters which are there with the automatic, you automatically go in the sport mode. For example, let me cross this breaker. Good ride quality. So with the paddle shifters, I can change gears manually. I have the sport mode coming in, and I can be back in the city mode from the rotary dial. 170 PS of power, 350 Nm of torque, sorted 6-speed automatic, and this is a mile muncher. If you love traveling long distances, this car will keep you happy, and it will be very efficient as well. You're cruising at 90, 100 all day long. It can be surprisingly very efficient. So yeah, the same engine is there in the normal Harrier, the same in the Stealth Harrier, and the same in the Stealth Safari as well. But even if your driving is less, trust me, if you go to a showroom, take an extended test drive and you will fall in love with this particular diesel motor. It is really enjoyable. I am in the sport mode right now, and I want to show you the kind of punch it has. Locomotive kind of torque coming in. I'm already at 80 kmph. This is nice. Of course, in Delhi NCR and other places, you have the diesel rule for 10 years. But sometimes, cars are all about passion. They're not about practicality. And this diesel motor is simply wow. Tata Motors at a later stage might come with a petrol motor, but fingers crossed for that. But however, for now, 2,700 units of the Stealth are reserved. And what a great diesel package. Now these are top spec version alloy wheels, and the sidewall isn't the most generous, but even that suspension tuning is something that Tata needs to be given a pat on the back. It is not, I went over a couple of cement joints, it is not uncomfortable at all. In fact, at higher speeds, it might just add to the overall stability factor. Couple of more joints. The ride quality does not suffer because of these slightly lower spec tires. I mean, low profile tires. Now on these rumble strips, the ride is good enough. icing on the cake. And that brings us to the end of this video. Now, no two ways about it, the amount of street presence this particular car gives you is unparalleled at this particular price point. The Harrier has always looked big, bold, muscular and aggressive, and with the Stealth edition, it's got the mafia look as well. And then all the bells and whistles at this particular price point. Another USP has to be the engine. In spite of the BS6 emission norms coming into place, the amount of poke, torque and punch from the engine is literally intoxicating for a diesel lover. Now, this one is also available in the Safari as well, the Safari Stealth Edition in a 6-seater, 7-seater, manual and automatic version. But of course, the Harrier is only a 5-seater with the manual and the automatic for the Stealth Edition. By the way, the units are limited to only 2,700 units. That's something you have to take care. If you want this to be yours, do it at an immediate basis. Why this particular version? Well, the Stealth Edition, I told you, is basically a tribute to the original Safari. It's been 27 years of the Safari and held the Stealth Edition only for 2,700 units. Anything else about the vehicle that you want me to answer you, please ask me in the comment section below. And of course, very soon we're headed to the white paradise of Ladakh. Which area, which vehicle? Well, for that you have to wait for a few weeks. And for the video, super simple. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon as well. With the bell icon, you will get the notification immediately once the video goes live.